Welcome back to Craft Along, with my inspiration being the Fleur Woods book and everyone posting their lovely pictures on the Fleur Woods retreat. And I thought I would give it a go. So if you missed last time, I talked about I'm just playing, exploring, experimenting. I don't know where it's going to go. While I was going through my stash, I found some of these things that a friend gifted me, a whole heap of her husband's mother's old tablecloths and doilies and stuff, but in it she'd had something she made herself, and she makes a lot of little felt things. And this sort of inspired me a little bit for where it could go. These are too big. They're also not necessarily the colour I want to use. However, she had a whole heap of this sort of fluffy type of wool, and I was just having a little play with it, and I ended up bunching it like this. And I thought I would start this next bit by sewing this in. It might be better away from the edge. No, it doesn't matter, does it? Let's just sew it in. I mean, thing is, I can make another one and put it somewhere else. I can also cut it back a bit too if I want to. See how it looks. If it stands up, I don't know that I want it to overshadow these too much, although I guess when you think about it, if you're looking at a piece and if it's flat, you would possibly look around. I don't think I do want it this tall though. That's probably the point I should be making. It might be all right if it's that tall to some people. I'm not sure I want mine that tall. So I've wrapped around, I turned it over and turned it over like this. I went 1, 2, and then I think I did it again because it was a bit longer, and then what I did was use an end to wrap around to kind of bunch it, a bit like a tassel. I think that's fairly secure now. Just take the needle to the back, thinking. Let's have a look what happens if I cut it a bit. Oh yes, I like that. And I wonder what might happen. I'll just get this needle. Never sure with this stuff if it'll go onto a needle very well. Not necessarily. I'm also looking at these little endy bits and thinking I can probably remember how I used some orts and put them down. I can probably couch some of this down a bit further away. Let's see if I can get this threaded. I'm thinking working from here and working out might be a disadvantage, so I'm thinking I might just start to fill in some other areas. Now this is not, I thought it was knotted, it's kind of not. It's not knotted, now it is. Right, similar thing. I am just leaving little hoops and loops here of this. It's funny, isn't it? These little things can look like nothing in the moment for what you're doing, but when you surround it, it's like when I did one of these, I thought, oh, is that a bit daggy? Like, but when you've got it with the softer texture here and the fluffy bit and a bit of lace coming out, and you know, it actually begins to grow and look awesome. All right, I'm going to tie that off. So now maybe I can start to think about something else in the composition. I don't really want that to be so centered. That's a bit... Okay, I like it there. So I might even use the same wool that I used to wrap. Because as I wrap, it's just going to blend in, but it's going to make it sit down flat. So I'm just doing the 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock positions first. Now I know I wanted to do some drizzle stitch. I'm just thinking that might be awesome, the coming out of that circle there. Or something like I had these, could have almost come in and been a bit taller. But I'm going to think about it. I'm going to do half of all those spots that I just did. Again, just to secure it. So halfway between 12, 3, 6 and 9. And that should be enough to get it secured. Okay, I was thinking I'd like to couch those down. Use this linen I've been using, which is a bit straw-like. It's quite interesting, but strong. Okay, I'm just going to grab these all in a bit of a cluster. I don't think I'm going to be too fussy about the ends. I'm not going to do it very close right now. I'm just going to mainly get the ends, middle and ends. See, already now I'm thinking I'm going to secure that one spot quite a bit more, because every time I do it, this changes where it is. But they stick up, and I like that, and I wasn't expecting it. It's kind of adding interest. So this is the same. I didn't quite couch down the very end, and there's little bits sticking up. Really, I'm going to wrap this so it sticks up more. Let's see if I can manage it. Just going to pull that up, couch under. There we go. And as I say, kind of making it up. I am a visual learner, so probably it helps that I've seen a lot of other people's. But I still consider that I'm just being creative and just playing. All right, so started up here, moved down over here, got an idea for here. There are so many things to do here. I actually found a whole heap of orts that I'd collected, and they're in all different places, but I've got a whole heap here. I think I was cutting up some canvases, and I've got all the edging. So I know I've already done a bit of aught stitching, but I found that and thought, that's interesting. Actually, it's a bit more. I'll just take the black out. This is a very old bit of floss that was never wound onto anything when it's been cut, but it's very intertangled. I don't know. I do know that I'm enjoying the little hints of pink in here, and I guess if it's really something like a rock pool or you know, forest something, that it might be interesting to have a bit of that. I really actually did like seeing the workshop pictures where everyone had mainly made white stuff and then used paint to dye it, because that way you've got a real base palette to work on. I'm leaving it there just while I do this so I can let it breathe a bit and have a little thought about what works or doesn't work. So this was the fibres left over from cutting down some canvasy types of things. Not sure about that bit. I do think I like this, and I know that that will work really well with ink. I think I'll get them down. I do want to do some drizzle stitch in the middle, but I'm thinking whether or not I want to cut a little circle and do it away from it and then just sew the circle in, or do it individually in here because of the nature of how you've got to make the stitches. I'm just going to have a little think about that. Yeah, I'm just going to have a little think about that because it may not be as easy to do it on the actual hessian with this circle already here. So I'll just think about that. All right, so I'm just putting some stitches in here to get this down. Now I know when we were doing, might have been 52 tags with Anne, how I sewed some little pearly type of beads in when I did something like this. So I might have to go back and find some. There are some somewhere, because this isn't 100% secured, but the good thing about that is I can come back to it and move it a little bit, but it's just not flying off anywhere. That might be nice, something there. Do I look, I'm honestly, is this too samey, or am I going astray by putting that there? I already accidentally caught it and sewn it, so I guess it is going there. Well done. Well done, not thanking me. There you go. You just don't know what's happening when you're mucking around. It's not planned. Nothing's planned. I like the texture of it though, that it's got lots of colours. I don't necessarily like that it sort of looks like a bit of carpet put in there, but then as I saw with other people's, as their pieces progressed, it just changes. You do different things and there's a change. So there we go. I think I'm going to put that there, but leave this. I'm not going to leave it straggling. I think that if I have things here, it might look good draped over the top. So this is pretty well I'm happy with how much and how little this is done. There's plenty of room for change, plenty of room for improvement. Oh, it's coming along, isn't it? I'll be back in the next video with some more ideas. So if you want to know how to wrap these, I am going to suggest that you go over to have a good look at Ariane Zurcher's YouTube. She hasn't made any YouTubes for a while now for many reasons, some of which I completely understand, but she's got really excellent tutorials. If I think about it, I'll find the link for her tutorial for this and put it in below. All right, I hope you enjoyed that. It's coming along a bit at a time, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.